Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are again going to solve a Leetcode medium problem, and this is part of our DSA revision series where we are solving some grind 75 problems. And I'll add the playlist link in the description so that you can check out other videos as well. So without wasting further time, let me quickly jump into the today's problem. So in this video we are going to cover this number of islands, and let's see what the problem says. Given m by n to d binary grid which represents map of one's land and zeros water, return the number of islands. So for example, this will become one island, and no, this is also connected, so there is only one island, something like that. And in grid 2 there is 1, 2 and 3 um, Icelands. So this is the problem, and to solve this, what we can do is so first thing which I need is m and n. So m will be grid dot length and n equals to grid of 0 dot length. Cool. And for each index, I can check if it is already visited, something like that. Then I can start the DFS, otherwise DFS or BFS, anything. So this is giving 1 is 0, so we don't need to handle 0 case. Cool. So what I can do is I'll initialize a visited array which is 2D, or I'll just keep boolean visited, because we just need to consider the flag. So boolean m and n, and from starting I can do this thing, and I equals to 0, I is less than m, I plus plus for int j is equals to 0, j is less than n, semicolon j plus plus, and I'll check if visited of I and j, if it is visited, or it is 0, kind of it is water, grade of I and j is 0, then okay, it is of type character. If this is the case, then I can simply continue. Okay, and in other case I can uh, uh, I can kind of start the function, maybe BFS of this grid we can pass I, and j we can pass I and j we can pass, and we can increase the count as well, count plus plus. Count we can initialize here, and count equals to 0. Okay, and we can return count in last. Also, this visited should be a shared variable, then I should move this to outside, which I can initialize here, something like that. Okay, now we can define our BFS method. which is of type void because we are not returning anything. This will also taking grid int I int j. Okay, so another thing I can define is direction array because we need to direction. We need to check in forward direction. So something like this, where 1 comma 0 is one direction, 0 comma 1 is another direction, minus 1 and 0 is another direction. Similarly, 0 comma minus 1 is another direction. So we have defined four directions. Now whenever we are calling this bfs grid ij, it means for int dir in directions, int x and y. So q dot so let me initialize a quick q, new linked list, q dot add new int this I and j. Okay, and while q is empty, q is not empty, int current equals to q dot remove. Now for each current element I need to handle the neighbors as well. So now we have marked visited current 0 and current 1, and x will become current 0 plus dir of 0, and y becomes current 1 plus dir of 1. Now we have index x and y, we can check if they are valid. So if x is less than m, okay, I'll pass in this only. So int m, int n, and similarly y is less than n, and x is greater than equal to 0, and y is greater than equals to 0. If these four conditions are true, then it is uh, valid direction. Also, it is not visited, x and y, not visited, and it should not be 1, uh, and grid of x and y is equals to 1. If these condition met, then I can add q u e q dot add new int this x and y. That is it. And here you should pass this m and n also. Visited is equals to true. Yeah, so that's it. Logic wise, 7. What is the 7? X is greater than and visited. Yeah, so it is working for these two test cases. Let me try to submit it. Oh, time limit exceeded. Hmm. Can we do any optimization here? This is visited. Hmm. So there's one optimization we can do. So instead of removing from the queue, we can mark visited while adding to it. So x and y is visited true. Okay. Similarly, we can remove this line and visited of I and j is equals to true. Now we can try for this use test case. This is working. Let me try to submit it. Yeah, so this worked. So earlier what was happening is, uh, so while removing we are marking that as visited, but that will allow multiple kind of nodes, visited nodes again and again added to the queue, increasing the processing time, I guess. So yeah, this was it. And in this video we have solved this problem, number of Iceland. And I hope you like this video. Stay tuned for more such video, and I'll see you in the next one.